Hey everyone, in this episode we're going to look at the basic building blocks of language, and this includes nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, prepositions and conjunctions. But hey, we're going to feature one more at the end.
You don't want to miss that.
This is British English with me, Frank. So we mentioned looking at various parts of language, and we're going to start with nouns. Nouns are things, people, places, or even ideas. For example, we can think of things like things I've got here. A phone. My phone. I have a pen. And I have a sock. These are all things. I don't know what the sock is doing here. People, we can say people, Peter, John, Mary, or Bernard. We could say a girl, a boy, a man. These are all nouns as well. Places, we can think of examples like London, England, Oxford Street, the shop, down the road, the school, the street. These are all nouns as well. And then we come to ideas. There are many ideas like hope or happiness, friendship, talent, patience, and that's something you need when you learn a language. So these are all nouns, and you'll notice in every sentence you'll see a noun in the sentence. Moving to the second important part of language are pronouns. So in a sentence or in a paragraph that talks about, let's say, London, London is a very big city. Well then, instead of saying London is very noisy or very busy, you can say it is very busy. You see, instead of saying London every time, you can use a pronoun to replace the name, and so we could say it. If we're talking about John, John runs to work every day. And then if we want to say something else about John, we say he works in the town centre. John runs to work every day. John works in the town centre. No, we say he works in the town centre. Do you get that? And we can do that with any of the nouns. If we speak of something in plural, let's say apples. Apples are tasty. Apples are green. Apples are red. Apples are tasty. They are green or red. So we're using a pronoun there. So we have nouns, we have pronouns. Adjectives. Adjectives describe the noun, the thing, the idea. London is a big city. So we're saying there, big is the adjective. It describes the noun, which is London or city in this case. John is tall. You see, John is tall. The tall is describing John. That's the adjective in this sentence. Lillian is funny. Lillian is funny. If we didn't know that she was funny, we would just think, well, Lillian. But now we know something about Lillian. Lillian is funny. So funny is the adjective, the describing word. Remember the apples? We could say red apples. So red describes the apples, or big apples. Small apples, green apples, sweet apples, etc. So there's many different adjectives you can use to describe, and we talk about that on another video. The next part, verbs. Now verbs describe what the noun, the thing, the person, the idea is doing. So as an example, we can say that John runs. See, runs is what John is doing. So the verb describes what the noun is doing. John runs. Lillian laughs. Ha ha ha. Lillian laughs. She laughs. Remember the pronoun? She laughs. Or Lillian is funny and she laughs. So we see there you have the noun, we have the pronoun, we have the verb laughs. Apples. What do apples do? They don't do a lot, do they? But apples fall. Apples fall from a tree. So that's the action that the apples are doing. The apple falls. It falls from the tree. The next important part of language or speech are adverbs. Adverbs. Now they, just like adjectives describe nouns, adverbs describe verbs. Remember John? John runs quickly. That's describing how he's doing what he is doing. Lillian laughs loudly. So again, that's not just laughs, but how does she laugh? The adverb describes that how she's laughing. London is very busy. London is very busy. Not just busy, it's very busy. So again, an adverb. So remember, the adverb describes how the action is taking place. Now, something that's a little complicated in English is prepositions. Prepositions describe the position of something or its relationship with another noun. John runs quickly to work. So you see, you're connecting the John and the work with the preposition to. Or the apple falls on the ground. So on describes a relationship between the apple and the ground. The apple is on the ground. Lillian laughs at work. Lillian laughs loudly at work. So we have a noun, we have a verb, an adverb, and what's the relationship with work? Well, Lillian laughs very loudly at work. At. This is another preposition we can use in English. Another one we can use is London is always busy on Mondays. On. On, at, to. These are just some of the prepositions we use in English. What's the next part of English? Grammar. English building blocks. Conjunctions. Now, conjunctions are used to connect ideas, explain ideas, or see the relationship between the two ideas. London is very busy on Mondays, but, and there you have the conjunction, but not on Tuesdays. So you see that but shows the difference between the one idea and the next idea. Lillian laughs loudly at work because she is happy. So because it describes the why of the first part of the sentence. John runs to the shop and buys a chocolate bar. And there are many more conjunctions which you can find out about in another video on the channel. And you remember we said there's a bonus at the end of the video, another important part of language. and they are interjections. What are interjections? What? Hey! Wow! No way! Help! Stop! Start! These are all interjections, which are brief words or phrases to describe an emotion. You'll see these all the time in English. Well, I hope this has been helpful to you to keep building your knowledge of the English language. And make sure you check out this video, which talks about colours, which are nouns, or are they adjectives? Well, click here to find out. Until the next time, keep learning British English with me, Frank.